let me in?
The world ended. Didn't you get the memo?
You said.
Come on, guys, let's go for a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
So fetch. What is fetch?
Oh, it's like slang from England.
I'm Charlotte Blackwood.
I'm Maverick.
Maverick? Does your mother not like you or something?
Chunk is dead. Don't say that. Never say that. Goonies never say die.
It is the Al Travis Show, and I think I'm to a point now. Gotta get this figured out. A point now where maybe I just push this Zoom thing, play, record, and let it run the whole 3 hours instead of in between everything. Because I find each of my guests fascinating, including Senator Rob Kupec, who's coming up here right now. Senator, thanks for being here.
You bet.
And here's what I'm talking about. So you and I just get chatting. And in all honesty, I brought it up. He did not. But I was talking about picking up dog nuggets yesterday because it was finally a decent day out. And because people always ask me, what do you guys talk about before you get on? And in reality, sir, I was talking dog nuggets with my senator. And that's not probably the classiest thing ever done, but that's what we did.
It's real life, man. This is what we're just regular Joes. We go out, we pick up the dog nuggets, we go to the grocery store, we shovel the drive. We're not, we're just regular people.
I get that, but when people, what do you talk about before you get on there? Really, I was telling him how pleasant it was to do that job yesterday in the warmth. So that's what we're talking about. Then just before we go on, this is what I love about Kupec, if I can kiss up while you're here, is that I said, I've got just this eclectic version of stuff I want to talk about. The things I had, he goes, oh, like my town hall yesterday or whatever. I said, can we talk about it? Will you tell us just before we went on, you said, like my town hall. You had a town hall where, when, and tell me about it.
We had a town hall here in Moorhead. I got another one coming up next Saturday on the other side of the district. I try to do, balance it out. And you go in and you're like, okay, what are the big topics of the day? I'm sure, we're going to think about what you're going to get questions on. We're going to get questions about ICE operations in Minnesota. We're going to get questions about fraud. And there were a couple of questions about that, but that was not the discussion. And it was just all over the board. It was about energy. It was about prices. It was about tariffs. There were farmers there. We're going to talk about property tax. We talked about like K-12 curriculum, K-12 funding. It was all
Does that shock you that, and I'm going to call you all regular Joes up there, regular Joes aren't as tied into the narrative that's on TV 24/7 right now? It's about Minnesota, but I don't know that the rest of us are.
Yeah.
We care. I'm not saying we don't, but then you worry about your property taxes. Then you worry about the heat bill because, good gosh, it's 30 below zero constantly in this state. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's more to us than.
I think you always remember there are, I think people have concerns about that, but there are always like individual concerns that don't hit the broad spectrum. But to that individual, that's a really big deal, and they want to talk about it. And sometimes there's a legislative answer. Sometimes there's a way you can say, you got a call. I got a number for you. Here's who we can talk to. Sometimes it's just they want to vent. And,
you're going to say yes to this question because you do what you do, but I want to know if it's true or not. Tell me the truth. Do you enjoy doing those? I'm very happy you go out. Again, both sides try to get your district. You got a pretty big district. Is that an enjoyable afternoon for you to go there going, oh, half the people are going to yell at me about something that I don't even have anything to do with. The other half are going to beg me to get something that I probably can't give them. Is that enjoyable?
It actually is. It sounds weird, but I would rank up. You're always a little apprehensive, I think, going into it, but I left, when I left the town hall, I was like, that was a fascinating, conversation, and also to, hear what people were thinking about. And I love that conversation piece of the job. I love, on the campaign side, I could door knock all day. I love that side of it, talking to people. I really do like that part of the job.
Let's ask you this, because I know this happens. I don't know if it's all the way down to the Senate here, but you just knock on those, because for folks who don't, like the red and the blues, they've all got their who voted the right way last time. Do you knock on every single door you can, or you're trying to lean just to your side and independence? Are you like, I'll talk to anybody, man? I bet you are.
You want to talk to everybody. Some of it is just about time. It's a big district and you only have time. Certainly, I want to talk to registered voters for starters.
Don't waste your time when somebody ain't going out.
Right. It's so I think it depends where you are, but I try to cast a wide net, but I do try. I don't hit every house. I just don't have the ability to do that. But if somebody's not like you have no record of voting. I mean, maybe I should talk to you. You still are a citizen and a constituent, but it's a matter of time. And
and are you there really to convince somebody to exercise their rights, or you want them to just exercise that right? That I don't blame you for that at all. Before we go to break, and I got a couple more weird stuff. Representative Torkelson is getting out, and so does Senator Leamer. I don't know if you heard that. We have the caucuses tomorrow, and according to the take, they're thinking some more people are going to dump out before then as well. Do you feel this a disproportionate number of folks getting out? And can you tell me why? Is it just because we aged out, if you will? I'm tired of this stuff. I think Torkelson's like 19 terms or 19 years. He's been in for a long time.
And Limmer's been there for 38 years. So
yeah, so it could be timed out, or is this just interesting timing?
There's a few that were not surprising to me. And then there's a few younger people who were like, I'm kind of bow out now.
And your thoughts behind that? Is it
really fast? So
is it what's going on in the state? Is it the fact that when you're this tight numbers wise, you don't get everything done you want to get done, and that would make it frustrating? What drives some out? And I'm not ripping either one of those two, by the way. They have been in forever,
right?
So they have every right.
I don't think it's a case with those two, but with other people, I think it's a combination of everything. I think it's particularly with younger people who have a family. Mm-hmm. This is really taxing on them when you have, the threat of political violence and then just all the other stuff that's been going on. It's taxing when you have a family. I mean, I'm an empty nester, so it doesn't impact me the same way. But I'm like, man, first of all, I had little kids, this job is really time consuming. And if I had little kids, I don't know, I may have a totally different perspective on this. So I give props to that if that's also, and that has to play into your calculus on this.
Okay, and that's fed again. Like you say, everyone's going to have their own reasons in or out. I just wonder because of the contentious times in the 30 years. Not that we haven't been in the national news before, but the last year is cray, right? I mean, this is off the charts.
Right. People know where Minnesota is now in the rest of the country.
They
fly over.
Can I ask on a personal note for you, how much more interviews and that sort of thing are you getting calls from the CNNs or the Fox News and saying, oh, we know this guy up here? Is it TV up in Fargo?
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting when any of the national ones do it, they contact everybody. And I'm like, I am up here in the Red River Valley. I am not the person to talk to about everything that's going on in the Twin Cities. So I let my Metro colleagues take care of that. If they want to talk about the flood diversion up here, I'm happy to jump on and talk to them.
Funny, you haven't got a call from Fox to talk flood conversion this year yet?
No, I haven't.
Interesting.
You know what? A couple of years ago, we had a really big cold snap, and this was when I was still doing meteorology. I got called by the BBC, and I was on their news.
Wow.
And they were kept like goading me to say like, this is it's so bad. And I'm like, well, they're like, well, what do you do? Well, I'm like, well, we put on extra layers and we still go out to the grocery store. I had some friends who went out for a run this morning and they're like, we know how to deal with it, but we don't lose our minds.
That is too funny. I've got to go to break. We're at that time. I'm going to ask you your thoughts, and I'll lead you in so you have time to think about it a little bit. I want to talk about Amy Klobuchar, Aaron McQuaid. Those guys are, I think the left's situation currently is so much more to talk about than the right. I only say that because like 65 humans on the right. We can spend a lot of time talking about people who won't be in. I want to talk on your left. And the other thing, just and real quickly, your thoughts on this protesting in Target. That's what I want to talk about. What is the end game there? And if you're hurting someone business that you think's in your side, I just want to talk about that. It makes, especially with the backdrop that Cargill evidently is going to be moving their expansions to other states, which has been a Minnesota company forever. Let's not hurt our own. Let's talk about that on the other side with Senator Rob Kupec on the Al Travis Show.
You need a friend at the Capitol who knows how to get things done.
And you're in luck because that's exactly who we are. Your friends at the Capitol, and we deliver results.
At Momentum Advocacy, we bring decades of experience in lobbying, public affairs, and crisis communications.
From local nonprofits to national corporations, we help you move policy, manage your media, and make your voice heard.
We're not just seasoned pros, we're essential partners.
Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol. Learn more at momentum-advocacy.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theatres proudly presents Guys and Dolls, packed with comedy, romance, dazzling dance numbers, and unforgettable characters. This Tony Award-winning Best Musical takes you from the gritty streets of New York to the colorful cafes of Havana. It's a high-rolling musical spectacular everyone will love. Don't wait. Visit chanhassendt.com and grab your tickets today. Guys and Dolls. Chanhassen Dinner Theatres, always entertaining you.
Amongst friends, the Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
And we've got Senator Rob Kupec on the program. Before we went to break, here's my point with the Target thing. Target, I think there were 19 stores, something like that, across Minnesota that had some sort of sit-down, walk-through protest in there, yelling. And Target's got this guy, brand new CEO, steps in, and this is what he steps into. Wear your rubber boots. You're stepping into it the first day. Asking for them to make a statement. You know, it was come out, obviously they wanted anti-ICE. And I'm watching this thinking, as far as I know, Target's, if there's a leaning to a company, it probably leans a little to the left. Okay. Why would you force a company to come out and try to say something, help your side, hurt your side, that would only hurt that company? In that, if you say something wrong, if you don't walk the line just perfectly, somebody's going to say, well, I'm not going there anymore. You know, why would you, if you have problems with ICE, go get ICE. Why are you trying to drag down or hurt a company that you just want to buy your toilet paper from or the Viking shirt? I don't get it. Can you help me? Why are we doing that to that poor company?
Sure. I think on the side of Target. So because there are so many videos where it's ICE agents have gone into Target and taken down Target employees. Mm-hmm. And hauled them away. Now, first of all, if you're a Target, I would hope that you are not hiring, people that are undocumented. And it seems like every single one of those cases that somebody hauls out a target, they're here, they're working, they're doing what they're supposed to do. And I think they're as a company that has been, I mean, they're a huge supporter of the arts in Minnesota and cultural things. I know our theater group in town, they're like, we get a nice Target's been very good to us. So you look at somebody who you think is your friend and you're like, why are you letting them do this to your employees? I mean, these are people you've
but what
hired
would
them.
have
They've
strongly
checked all the boxes. And so I think it's not so much like we want to tell you like this is
they're trying to write. What if they wrote a strongly worded letter to the ICE people and said, darn it, you're not doing this anymore. We're behind these guys. What changes? All it does is set up something. They hate ICE. They don't like cops. Now they're in the middle of something they didn't create. Yes, people came and took guys out of your store. That sucks. But now you want to
they're taking Target employees who are citizens.
And I'm sure Target hates
and that. Should be, you would hope Target would be like, we want to stand up for our employees, because I'm assuming Target does a background check and doesn't hire people they're not supposed to hire.
But let's just say that's not the case. Then my point is, Target's just trying to sell you something. Stop forcing. Don't tell me how to run my company. And because if you did that to the local food trucker, you're just trying to force people to do stuff to agree with you, put it publicly.
Yeah, I think in this case it's a little different. I really do. Just because it's you are. I mean, that's a first of all a super traumatic thing to be like at work and taken down by ICE agents when you're just out trying to stock the toilet paper on the shelves. Yeah.
I get you. I get where you're coming from, but on the other side, it makes it super traumatic for me to go into the store and there are people blowing whistles and having a sit down, or what do you want to call it? It's like, I just came for the toilet paper. Okay. Okay. I appreciate your thoughts on it. I really do, because I didn't think it that way. Now on the other side, I love what's going on your side. I thought when Senator Klobuchar got in, the field would be set. It's all done. I don't know if you've heard this. There's this write-in Erin May Quaid thing. Okay, so here's for folks who don't follow. She is further left than I think Amy Klobuchar. Amy's been always trying to say, I can play both sides. Well, that's wonderful until you get to be primaried. And if Erin May Quaid got in, that makes it very interesting for you. It isn't an automatic run to the goal line, because Erin May Quaid is very personable. She's got her, and the left likes her. What do you think about Erin May Quaid possibly making this difficult or more difficult?
So I will say the first thing is I think it's a true like grassroots thing. I don't think I don't know.
She hasn't said anything.
She doesn't have a hand in this, and from the tea leaves I've read, I'm like, I think she was surprised that this happened too.
Okay, that's fair.
So, but this is we're Democrats. We always do this. I mean, we're not part of any. I'm not part of any organized party. I'm a Democrat, right? I mean, and it's funny because I see my Republican colleagues. They like, you guys are, you're disciplined on these votes you take together, and it's like, no, we're really not. We just have leadership that's like, yeah, we don't have the votes for that. We're not bringing it to the floor. And it is hard for them to realize, like, we do not fall in line. We are all over the place, and we're messy. And and I think this is, I think this was a weakness in the Harris campaign, right? Mm-hmm. Is that there was at the time with what was going on between Israel and Palestine, there was. She had a stance on that, and that was fine. But she gave no room for those who disagreed with her to even have a voice. And I think that was a mistake. She doesn't necessarily have to change her position and thing on it, but she just squashed them down and did not give them a voice. And I think if they just had a voice, I think, a lot of those people were very turned off and stayed home.
Doesn't that make then tomorrow's caucuses interesting? It's kind of a write-in campaign. I'm quoting here, write-in campaign for Erin. If she got some sort of real number there, I don't know what that would be, 4%, 5%. Would that make Senator Klobuchar think, I have to tackle it? You know what I'm saying? Is there enough?
And tomorrow is more about, writing like platform policies and things like that. There's not really even kind of like a straw.
Won't you all do straw polls and stuff?
No, I don't think we're doing any of those straw polls. It's more like you talk about who you support, maybe, and then you're going to go on to the county. It'll be the next phase at that county convention where it really gets more that way. So yeah, we don't really. I don't know if it'll have a good sense, but I mean, who turns up tonight to become eligible to be a delegate has a huge impact. So if there are people there giving impassioned speeches the other way, that could be
that would, Jason. All right, fair enough. Senator, I love having you come on. We've talked everything from frozen dog noogies to elections in 2026. I appreciate you a ton, sir. I really do.
Absolutely. Always a lot of fun, Al.
Senator Robert Kupec.